Hello, and welcome to the Soul Shaking Love podcast. This podcast is dedicated to bringing you the world's most expert teachers and how to create that mind, body, and spirit connection, both with yourself and with your true love. And I'm Valerie Green from CoachValerieGreen.com. And today I'm really excited because I'm bringing Dr. Diana Kirshner back. Hi, nice to see you again.
I'm so excited.
Yes, we were just chatting before because Dr. Diana, she is an expert in how to attract a really high quality man in 90 days. And in fact, that is what I interviewed her a while ago. So I will put the link to the interview. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put a link below the video. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, I will link the audio in the show notes to our previous interview. Because there she shares her golden nuggets about how to attract the love of your life in 90 days. So this time I decided to bring her back to really get more specific. We're going to talk about how to make sure that that man is high quality and high value. Because I know myself and Diana as well. She'll talk about how I attract a lot of clients who they find men to date. And maybe they're even smart, maybe they're even somewhat accomplished, but they're not necessarily as accomplished as the woman is or like high value. And so it's like, how do you then attract somebody like that? So that's what we're going to talk about is if you're not finding good men to date, then how to attract somebody who's high quality and accomplished and high value. Which I'll start out by saying, that doesn't necessarily mean that he has to have a lot of money, although that might be something that you're looking for. But I guess like that's the first question that I have for you, Diana, is how would you define high quality and high value for everybody who's watching or listening?
Well, a high quality man is someone who actually meets the criteria of your podcast. They're soul shaking.
Yes, I love that.
They are really, really soul shaking, right? So what does that mean? That means that they're healthy, they're able to love fully, they're on your wavelength, right? They are living a life that is full, that is rich. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that they have a ton of money, but many of our clients meet men with lots of money. I mean, we had just last week, no, it was actually a few weeks ago now. I'm lost in time and space. But anyway, one of our coaches had 3 of her clients actually get engaged or get in a committed relationship with extraordinary guys. I mean, extraordinary guys, professionals, a doctor, a lawyer. One woman was totally into natural health and gardening and everything. The guy loves that, and they bought a house together in overseas, where they're going to do their thing. They're going to live on the land. They're going to grow organic. They're going to be, and so that's her definition. So it's really about really reaching for the stars. Okay. I want you guys to go for it, go for the top, right? We all have these discouraging self-images, we're like, oh, I'm too old, I'm too fat, nobody would want me. And I mean, we can get so carried away with that, right? And then when you go out to date, it's like a barren wasteland. There's no good men out there. Your whole consciousness changes, and there just seems to be no good men whatsoever. So that's what we're up against, is this self-devaluing, right? But I want you guys to know that you can transform that inner talk, that inner sense of something lacking, and envision something that is soul shaking, like Coach Valerie says, right? Soul shaking love, whatever that means to you. If you want to run off and live off the grid with somebody, if you want somebody with a yacht and he's taking you around the world, that's fine. That's, wonderful. That's really wonderful. What's going to make your heart sing? What's going to make your heart sing? you know? So that's really what I'd like you guys to think about. What is going to really fill me up? What's going to make me really happy, actually beyond my wildest dreams?
I love
Because
that.
sometimes we can't see what's possible, you know, and sometimes the divine has a better plan for us than we could ever imagine. I mean, I certainly never in a zillion bazillion years ever imagined that I would be married in this amazing marriage for decades. Never. Where,
Hmm.
I mean, he is just loving, kind, generous, and here's the weird part, he gets better over time.
Yes, yes. I mean, unfortunately, it's weird. I wish that phenomenon was more normal, but that is how it is in a healthy relationship.
Yes, and you know, the research is very clear. There is about 10% of the population live in a soul-shaking relationship, in a really great relationship where you're absolute
Mhm.
best friends who have each other's back and you help each other, you know, fulfill your dreams. At the same time, you have a very sexy, yummy chemistry too. Not that the chemistry just takes over, but there is a chemistry as well, right? So you have that in love feeling, you know, that beautiful feeling of everything being in technicolor and everything, life being worth living, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes when you don't have love, even though you're successful, it feels like life is not worth living
Yeah.
internally, deeply in your heart,
Hmm.
right? But when
Yeah,
you have love that really feeds you, it's a whole different story. So today
totally.
we're going to drill down how to get that. We're going to tell you exactly how to get that. And I do mean exactly. So please take notes.
Oh, good. Yay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, I love what you just said because, of course, people are capable of being happy single, but we're designed, the research has shown with our attachment system, to be securely attached to at least one other person. And so even though we can be happy single, um,
Definitely. Yeah.
I know for me when I was single, I just had those moments where I was like, okay, I'm happy. I'm living my purpose. I have friends. I have, accomplished things in my definition of accomplishing things. But what is the purpose of life? To be deeply partnered with somebody, to really share those positive memories, to be creating and building a life together. And in my definition, of course, that's one of the reasons I'm a relationship coach. Is that is one of the things that makes life worth it. And so if you're watching or listening and you agree, then I love Diana's suggestion to take out a pen and paper, and then I will just, ask you like, okay, so what are these steps in finding a high quality man?
Hmm. Well, it all starts with yourself, as you know, mentioned, Valerie. It all starts with yourself. And, you know, that little voice that's mean, that mean voice in your head that's, you know, you're too old, you're too fat, there are no good men anywhere blah, 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 in your area, and they wouldn't like you anyway, you know, too many
Mm-hmm.
children, too much debt, whatever the heck they say. You know, the disappointing, I call that the disappointing identity voice. It's the voice of the part of your identity where you're disappointed in yourself. um you know, you want to overwrite that so that you actually define who you are, right? You define who you are, and you get to create the new you who is based on who you really are at your core, right? Without fears, without insecurities, without doubts, with certain gifts, you know, how you can make people laugh or whatever it is. And you get to actually live that. And one of the ways that's really quick to do that is something that celebrities do. Celebrities do this a lot. They actually rename themselves, right?
Mm.
They rename themselves Lady Gaga, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right. They name themselves. So the first step to finding a very high level guy is to give yourself what I call a diamond self nickname. You're going to give yourself a diamond self nickname, right? And even though it feels like it doesn't quite fit you right now, or it's blah, 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 you know, that's that negative voice, you're going to actually give yourself that name. And I'm going to say some names, and I want you to jot down any names that seem really fun.
Okay.
Okay, beloved goddess who deserves the best.
Mm.
Chosen irresistible ray of light. Magnificent, I'm just making these up just to give you ideas.
Yeah.
Magnificent prism of healing, love, and abundance.
Mm.
Magnetic, absolutely magnetic, irresistible rose of peace, happiness, and the highest good. I'm having fun with these.
Yeah.
See what what I want you guys to do is play. This is play. Don't take it all seriously. Just write down some words. Vivacious vixen, saucy minx, who deserves a man who is incredible beyond her wildest dreams.
Yes.
Deserves a man who is beyond her wildest dreams. Who has a man who is beyond her wildest dreams, right?
Mhm.
So you can play with these names, and do it freely from possibility. Don't think of it as that there's pretend there's no limits. Let's pretend there's no limits. Not that there's really, but I want
Right, yeah, we can pretend that there's no limits and then eventually discover
brilliant.
that there aren't. Yes.
You have to pretend now, just to do this for me, bear with me, that there's no limits, okay? So if you like those words, chosen, irresistible, beloved and loving, you might like. Goddess, flower, gift to the universe, chosen one, Shanti, the divine feminine, the irresistible divine feminine. Oh, I like that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
Shakti,
feminine
or
being.
yeah.
Yeah. So play with that. So what would come to mind for you yourself, Valerie? What would you like to name yourself?
Oh my gosh, that it is a really fun question. I actually really like when I was doing this kind of thing for myself. I called myself I am a clear channel for unconditional love and wisdom and empowerment. I used to say that to myself every day. I know that it doesn't sound as juicy as the ones you just came up with, which is why I'm interviewing you. But yeah, no, I agree that that's important to identify as something like that, because then that prevents us from settling for a guy that doesn't make us feel our best.
Exactly. If you're the chosen, irresistible, radiant one, you're not going to settle.
Right, exactly.
So I want you guys to play with some words like that, right? And I want you to refine it. You can put the description of the guy you're with in the, in there, like, a delicious, soul-satisfying man who fulfills all my needs and then some. I am the chosen beloved one who is the delicious, amazing man who fulfills all my needs and then some, right?
Mm-hmm.
So play with these words till you get it to where it's fun and it draws you and you're like, oh, I love that. Or it feels weirdly uncomfortable, which is also correct.
Yes, exactly. And I know, in our other interview, you do share your own story, which I think is extremely inspiring for those who want to listen to it. That when you first met your husband, you weren't attracted to him because of your old programming.
Yes,
And
he was way too kind and loving, and he was crazy about me, and I was
Mhm.
not crazy about me. So it's like, this guy's weird. But I actually had
Exactly.
a coach at that time, and my coach said, stay with him, give him a chance. And I stayed because of the coach, because my upbringing was, I was really an unwanted child in many ways. I don't want to get into that, but and so I didn't know from love. I didn't understand. I was like, oh, this feels weird. I want the handsome ones that disappear on me.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but no, and once you get this sense of self, right, you will really be kind of sitting at the top. It's almost like declaring your own bachelorette. That show where the men have to compete. The men have to
Yes.
compete for her, right? And I do want you guys to think about dating three guys at the same time. No sex, a little kissing, a little canoodling till they show you that they're real. especially if you're going after accomplished men, guys. Because if you're going after accomplished men, they can sometimes be narcissistic and they will work to win you. But then once they get you, they become their real self, which is mean and self-absorbed. But you want to, and that sometimes goes with dating a CEO or that kind of thing, because they're used to having their way, et cetera, et cetera. And so you have to be careful about that. So you want to date 3 guys at the same time. You do it in integrity. On the second date, you say, I really enjoyed you. You give them a really amazing compliment. I never laughed as much as I laughed with you. You're incredible, Richard. And then you give them the bad news, but I have to take things slow. I'm going to be dating guys casually. But as I say, I don't think anyone could be as good as you, right?
Yes,
Close it with
exactly.
another positive comment, right? Now, what that does to a winner, guys, is his juices are going like, oh my gosh, she knows I'm fantastic and I'm going to work to win her, that will really turn a winner guy on. It will turn a guy who does not have self-esteem off.
Yes.
Which is what you want. You don't want to date the cute guy down the hall who is living on his mother's couch. You don't.
Yep, trust us on that one.
Just trust us.
I mean, I'm sure you already know that, but
even though he's irresistible and delicious. Okay, no, you want 3 good guys, right? Which you're going to find as we're going to talk about how to get them as we continue. But that's number 1. You're going to name yourself for this. You're going to name yourself for this. And I challenge you, I want you to name yourself for this, okay? And as I said, even if it feels weird, like I'm not the beloved chosen goddess, I'm like, that's fine. Just write it down. I want you to write it down, put it on your bathroom mirror, put it in your closet, put it by your computer, right? And go shopping and dress the part. Doesn't have to be expensive stuff, but you're going to dress the beloved goddess. Now, the beloved goddess might wear something entirely different, and usually does wear something entirely different than your normal identity. You may be going for a drabber color, but the beloved goddess gets a red kind of robe or something like that. And buy some jewelry. It doesn't have to be expensive jewelry. You can get inexpensive jewelry that actually reminds you of your diamond self. Right? So, you might get a bracelet that, if you're named Wonder Woman of Love and Devotion, who is irresistible to high caliber men, you might get a bracelet that's like a Wonder Woman bracelet, right? So when you go out, you're going to put on your red cape, you're going to have your bracelet, or even when you're doing a Zoom date, you're going to have your red cape, you're going to see yourself. You're going to, be your diamond self. And I promise that over time, it will get easier and easier to be your diamond self. It's hard in the beginning, but then you get used to it because you're actually rewiring your brain where the area is of the identity, right? You're rewiring it. I am the beloved chosen goddess. I am the beloved chosen goddess. I am. And you're proclaiming that to the universe. So that's your first step.
I love that. And if women don't believe it, do you recommend looking for evidence?
Oh my God, that's a great thing, Coach Valerie. That is it. Yes. Look for the evidence because it is there. It is there. It's just that you're used to focusing on what's wrong with you. If you treated yourself the way you treat your best friend and you look, your best friend appears, you say, that dress looks amazing on you. Oh my God, you just redid your makeup. You look amazing, right? That's the way you talk. You want to talk to yourself, right?
Exactly.
So you want to get into that, seeing that, I sometimes say the funniest thing, which is talk to yourself as you would to your beloved pet, your beloved cat or your beloved dog. But you never talk to yourself generally. You're usually like, with the dog, you're like, oh, cute, so fantastic.
It's true. I know. And it's because, our beloved pets are, for the most part, innocent, like they're just loving and present and, and that's also how our body is.
Exactly. Yes. That's who your real self is innocent and can be present. When you allow that, That is it. I do think at the core, we're all incredibly innocent, loving beings, you know. And when you meet the one, you will feel that in spades. You will know it's like you've come home, right? You've come home. And you can be your real innocent, beautiful self, right? You can be the beloved goddess of abundance and incredible magic, right? You could be that because the guy also sees it.
Mm-hmm.
He falls in
Mm-hmm.
love. When he falls in love with you, he sees your diamond self. You don't have to say your name to anybody. You
Right,
only
right,
have to
right. Yeah,
say
no,
it.
exactly. You're not going
Yeah,
to introduce
yeah.
yourself that way to the guy.
No, you say it to yourself, right?
Right.
And the right people will see it. The right men will see it, and they'll be crazy about you. They will
Mhm.
see it.
Exactly. Yep. I know. It's I don't know, what your husband said when he was falling in love with you, but what mine said, that the first year we met that I hit him like a 12-foot wave.
Yeah, 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 exactly. It's exactly true. It's exactly true. Yeah, there's something magic and deep in true love. We don't even understand all of it, but that's where you want to get to. You want to get to that. And I swear, I don't care about your background. I don't care how men have hurt you. I know it's horrible. Love crucifies you. Nonetheless, even though you've been through hell and perhaps you were not raised in the most loving family, you can do this.
Yeah,
I've seen it time and time. We've helped over 60,000 women over the years.
that's amazing.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's actually more. I lost track, but I way more. But I
I think just saying over 60,000 is a good number.
I have an extraordinary team of coaches. They're just incredible. So, yeah, and we've seen people go from the depths of despair, having nothing, to having a guy who appears. Right? We had one woman. She was successful but very in debt. Right? The guy appears. He says, "Honey, let me just pay off that debt for you." Very loving, very accomplished man. Then he says, I have an extra BMW. Would you like to drive it?
Wow.
And needless to say, I mean, the rest is history. She married him. They spent a lot of time having amazing adventures, sailing, and I mean, amazing adventures. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You can do this, you guys. Even if you have debt, even if you're overweight. I don't care. I don't
Yeah,
care. You're going to tell me you're 50 pounds. I don't care. I've seen it before. We can do it. Period. End of story.
absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, in terms of the weight thing, men are attracted to women who are curvy.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
I hate the fact that all the, women's magazines are all skinny and the men's magazines, they're actually curvy, it's like,
Exactly. Exactly. There's more to love. There's more to love.
yep.
Yeah.
So I completely agree. It's like, very, very toxic the way that we're taught to view our bodies. And, like
Mhm.
when I first met my husband, I weighed like 15 pounds more than I do now. And he thought I was really hot, and he still thinks I'm really hot. It's like the right guy for you is gonna love you for who you are.
Exactly. 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 Yes, definitely. Definitely. So, step number 2 is creating what I call a love intention, which is a statement of what you're going to create or what you are creating. It's not going to. You don't want to be future tense. You want to do it in present tense.
Yes.
I have an extraordinary relationship that fulfills me beyond my wildest dreams, where we share service to the world, adventures, travel, whatever you want. We have, or I meet and marry a man who is just right for me, right? And we create a family with the most adorable children, and we have a business together where we help others, whatever it is. Write out your intention, but do it in the present tense. I have the most extraordinary mate. I have an incredible partner who is my partner in sublime.
Mm, I like that.
So you want to write that out, whatever sends you, whatever you're up to creating. You got to tell the universe what you're up to, right? You don't want to just be walking around lost in your thoughts, which are often quite negative, right? And telling you why things are not possible. You want to tell the universe, look, this is what I'm creating, period, end of story. I have the most amazing relationship that is better than my wildest dreams. And it's lasting, passionate, and growing over time, getting better and better over time, getting better and better over time. We know this can be done. The research shows us this can be done. Our clinical practice shows us this can be done. We know this can be done, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so I want you to take some notes about what you're creating. Tell the universe, just tell it.
Exactly. And I imagine that you recommend that, no pressure, of course, but that we get as specific and deep as possible, right? Like meaning,
Yes. Definitely.
like for example, like if you're meeting that guy who is really rich and wealthy, a CEO type, then you also want to write down, assuming this is important to you, that he's emotionally available.
Yes,
And
emotionally
then
available and generous too.
exactly. And then know how to ask the right questions to tell if he's emotionally available. I imagine that's, what your team is expert in, helping women. So where does that fit into the steps? Is like how do you tell if the guy has these qualities that you're looking for?
Well, we have checklists and all kinds of processes that we could use. I can't get into it now, but the thing is, if you're looking for a really high powered guy, and you want to test whether he's narcissistic, I'll tell you a very simple test to do immediately when you first start dating, which is just start talking about yourself, right? But keep going. I want you to talk about yourself for about 10 or 12 minutes. Okay. Then when I was, 12, I did this, I really loved gymnastics and I was blah, blah, blah. And it was so much fun and blah, blah, blah. And when I started working as a, dental hygienist, it was amazing, because I was helping people. You talk for 10 minutes, right? After you talk for 10 minutes, A, you're going to observe his mood. B, you're going to see whether he was paying attention. And C, you're going to see whether he shows interest and asks questions. Okay?
It's true, because somebody who is someone who's a narcissist would just change the subject and talk about themselves.
Right, they will go right back to themselves. Well, I was thinking about blah blah, and I was blah blah, and I think blah blah, right? So there is one test. There's just one of our simple tests that you can do, right? If you're dating, let's say you have three, you find three high-level guys to see which one is less likely to be a narcissist, right? So it's actually a litmus test. You immediately can do it. And
yeah, exactly. And I mean that's a good one. And I totally agree with you. There's many other ways to tell. We don't have to talk for 10 minutes. It's different with each person, but I love that example. That's also, so let's review the steps so far, because I love what you're talking about. So first of all, come up with a really inspiring, pleasurable, deserving name for yourself, and find evidence that that's true, and make yourself present. This is the fun part, right? Like, make yourself look like that you actually enjoy being that, with clothes and jewelry and all of that, which I imagine, I know that's fun for me. I know that's fun for a lot of women.
Yeah, that usually is the most fun.
I know that, I don't wear a lot of fancy things on my podcast, but I do enjoy that. So and I love that suggestion to, date. Yeah, because this is, I think, the mistake a lot of people make, is they meet this amazing guy and they just stop dating other guys.
Yes,
And
yes, yes, that's really bad.
right. Well, and I've interviewed other people about that, but I want to hear that from you. Why is that bad? Just so that people don't get caught in that trap.
Well, you're seeing somebody with their best foot forward, right? You don't know who they really are. You certainly don't know whether they're really crazy about you or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they can easily break your heart, right? You just are just beginning to peel the onion. You have no idea, okay? No idea.
Right.
And if you jump in too soon, right? You have sex right away, you're having 8-hour dates, you're seeing each other every day. What happens is that oxytocin is released. So you're going to have, that's the bonding hormone. So you're going to be bonded to this person and love him and wait for his text. You're waiting for his text. And, he could easily ghost you. He could easily break up with you. He could easily do anything because we have no idea after, 2, 3 dates, who the heck we're dealing with. We just do not know. We don't
Exactly.
know. And so you don't want to be open to heartbreak. You don't want to, the people have to pass a test to be able
Mm-hmm.
to be exclusive with you. They have to show that they're a good person, that they're crazy about you, that they're willing to grow as a person, right? That they're meeting this high level soulmate basic template you're laying out. And so they have to prove themselves, and you can get guys who will really hurt you, really, really hurt you badly, right? You don't know if they're lying. You don't know how much of a false self they're being with you. You just don't know. But time tells. Time will tell you. And also when you're in a measured relationship with them, you're not jumping into bed. You're hard to get. We're watching them. And once again, I'm going to mention this again. Winner guys like that.
Right, exactly. Right.
Mhm.
That if you say, "Hey, I really like you. I'm really enjoying getting to know you, and I want to take it slow. I'm not ready to jump into something serious yet." A
Yeah,
guy who is low self-esteem or insecure will be pushed away by that, but a guy who's high quality won't.
exactly.
He'll want to stay in the game and show you he is as high quality as he says he is.
Yes, 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 yes. So that's very, very, very important. And then, of course, we have your love intention that you started writing out, which is a statement to the universe of what you're creating, right? Very important. And then the next steps will be, of course, how to find him. So can we get into that, or do you want
Yes, I'm
to?
sure
Okay.
everyone's chipping at the bit.
Okay, well, first of all, you want to go to what I call high-level mentastic activities. High-level mentastic activities. These are activities that have lots of men in them, but they're things that you enjoy, that you
Yes.
like. So, for example, I mean, I'm not looking for guys, but I love AI and technology and new developments. And I used to go to something called the Singularity Conference. Now, I don't know if they're still having that, but the Singularity Conference was 98% men. I'm not kidding. And everybody there was either an investment banker or investment looking for, what do you call those?
Venture
Angel
capitalists.
investors.
Right.
Yeah. Or they were geniuses who had invented the latest tech. And that was quite a mentastic activity, right? But you can go to lots of different mentastic activities: golfing, yachting, wine tasting, cigar tasting, investing, whatever calls you that you really find is interesting, because you're going to be lit up, you're going to be your diamond self, you're going to be having a great time. I'm like, oh
Right.
my God, the latest AI. Oh my God, this is so cool, right? You're happy. And you immediately have something great to talk about that you both love, right?
Yeah. Or a lot of interested questions, where you're like,
Oh,
oh, I'm so fascinated about all this technology. Tell me what you just discovered.
yes, exactly, 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 exactly. So you want to Google anything you're interested in that a high level guy would be interested in. Google that near you, a meetup or meeting near me or group near me. High level sports training. If they're training for Ironman or something, or triathlons, if you're into sports. If you the easier way to do this is to simply go to a high-end restaurant, right? You can sit at the lounge area by yourself. You can, you don't want to go with somebody else. But this takes courage.
Right, exactly.
But you go to the bar area and you order some food and you smile and make eye contact with whoever's sitting there. And some of our clients have had tremendous, interesting meetings, with guys, met some interesting guys that way. So Mantastic activities it's much easier than a singles event. And a singles event is dreadful. You're competing with everybody. You're feeling, oh my God, am I going to be chosen, not chosen? Or, in a Mantastic activity, you're having a ball, you're laughing, you're with your people who are friends, really. They're like friends, like-minded friends, and you're having a ball. Much easier, much, much, much easier. You got something in common, and it's just much, much easier.
Well, and because you're not there, like a singles event, you're there to meet somebody. So then you're going to feel insecure if you're not. But at one of these Mantastic events, you're there just to have a good time and then see who you meet, So I completely agree.
Yeah. So that's really, really good, really good. And then when you go to do your online profile, and I do want you to be on at least 2 dating sites or apps, a large one like Match or Zoosk, and a smaller one, let's say like Christian Mingle or JDate or Bumble. You want to make sure your photo captures that diamond self essence. Okay, so you're going to take 100 photos, have your best friend photographer, whoever you know who's a great photographer, take 100 shots of you, but you're going to be in your diamond self manifestation, wearing your diamond self clothes, right?
Yes.
So you're looking at the camera as the beloved chosen one, right?
Yes, I love this, because I think this is really important, because
yes,
I think a
make sure
lot of
you're
people
looking.
just kind of like don't put a lot of energy into their pictures.
Oh my God, you want to. That's why I review when people sign up for our coaching, I review their profiles personally, because you really need that diamond self energy coming out. If you feel like you always photograph horribly, which most people feel that way, try to take some ugly photos first. You're taking 100, so.
Oh yeah, that's actually a great idea because then you're gonna laugh and then your actual self will come out, right? I like that. And then you're like have a real smile. I love that.
So you're going to get your photo with your diamond self shining out of your face. It's all on your face. And make sure you're making eye contact with the camera. And actually, men rate women who wear red as more beautiful. So wear a red scoop top. Yeah, red scoop top. You want red scoop top showing a little décolletage. Like this is too high. Okay.
Right. Exactly. Definitely this one. Gotta pull this one way down.
This is not red. So if this was red, it would be perfect like that. So you want a red scoop top. You want moderate makeup because great women with moderate makeup is more beautiful as opposed to women with too much makeup or no makeup.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And I know it's a pain in the ass, to feel like you're marketing yourself and to even pay attention to what men like. However, we're dealing with algorithms in these apps and sites. So just go for it, just go for it. And then when it comes to your profile, you want to start with your warm, welcoming qualities. Men, when you ask them why they're married to their wives and they're happily married, they say why they married the person. They say, because I felt good around her. I felt very good around her. So you want to start your profile with people feel so relaxed around me and they're always laughing and having a great time. Whatever the truth is about your warmer qualities, right? Then go into, some interests. Make sure you talk about high-end interests.
Yes.
Okay. Even if you don't have a yacht, but you like boating, talk about yachts. I really liked, I'm looking forward to going to this yacht show, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to, necessarily have achieved that dream, but talk about your high-end interests. I love fine wines. I really like, this beautiful restaurant that's in your area that you've really only been to once because you can't afford it, but you go.
Right, but don't say that, of course.
I mean, it's just as easy to find an accomplished man to fall in love with as it is to find a lesbian.
Yes, yes. If you know the right, tools and actions, as we're talking
And
about.
it does make your life easier, when somebody brings things to the table, like accomplishments and stuff like that. It actually, this is somebody who becomes your life partner, which is the most profound effect anybody will ever have on you.
Mm-hmm.
Most, whoever you partner with.
Yeah.
And so, if you partner with somebody who is a winner, they're going to help you be a winner. They're going to help your children be a winner. Right?
Exactly.
They're going to make your life easier. And I don't mean they have to have millions of dollars to be a billionaire, but a winner, somebody who's successful, in their career. And then at the end, make a statement. It's almost like your love intention. I am creating a relationship of joy, laughter, and adventures, large and small.
Mm.
Yes. Put your love intention in there, right? Very important. And then a flirty close, like message me, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, that is flirty. Yeah. No, I mean, I love these elements, right? Because I think that it is important. And I mean, I would only add, look at for the qualities that you're looking for in the guy too.
Oh yeah, you want to put a little section about what you're looking for, but you don't want to add too many qualifications,
Right.
because the universe has somebody better in mind for you than you do. So, so just put, I want a wonderful, kind man who is successful in living life, and whatever it is, who is into, let's say, if you are into, the gardening or the off the grid or meditation or whatever other things that make up a soul satisfying love, for you, right? Who aware of service to the world or helping others or, whatever it is, who wants delightful children, I would
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
put a few sentences in like that before you put in your love intention. What we'll create, we'll crack each other up. We'll have so much fun. Being together will feel like home.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's really sweet. And I think it is really important to have all of these elements in the profile as well.
Mhm.
Um, the only other thing I would add is, just if it's important to you to have a guy with shared values, to, talk a little bit about your values too.
Absolutely. Yes, that would be very, very good. Yes, yes, yes. Mhm.
But I know that these profiles have a lot of they make you edit it down really succinctly. So I think that we just mentioned a lot of elements. Obviously, you can't go for too long with either one, but that's why it helps to have somebody look at it and edit it like you
Yes,
would yourself do.
yes, exactly. That's where having a mentor can really, really help you get an optimal relationship, not just settling or not just someone who doesn't make your heart sing, but actually get an
Mm-hmm.
optimal relationship. So, which actually brings us to our gift, I think.
Yes. Yes, no, exactly. Because obviously people can do this on their own.
Mhm.
I it's really about telling the guys, hey, I'm taking it slow,
Mhm.
and then learning how to ask the right questions to tell if he has the same qualities and what is his character and all of that, and then seeing what he does. But of course, it helps to have support through the process.
Yes, yes, yes. So yes, we have a free gift for you guys. Valerie's Tribe, we have a gift session with one of my incredible coaches, and they're incredible. I mean, these are the people I would go to, if I had an issue with finding a really great guy, and that they're really, really good at it. I told you one of them had three. That was our high, one coach having three monumental successes in a week.
Yeah, I mean, that is
That broke love mentoring history in our team. So you guys
definitely.
get to have a free session with one of these coaches, and it's very simple. All you need to do is go to lovein90days.com. It's lovein90days.com. Click on the coaching tab, fill out the form, and here's the very important part. Say Valerie sent me. You must say Valerie sent me. That will guarantee you a session, because sometimes we turn people away. We unfortunately had to turn a lot of people away, but they will get the session if they say Valerie sent me. And so you essentially have the VIP treatment. And Valerie, I think you're going to put the link below for the
Yes.
listeners or the viewers.
Yep. If you're watching this, I will put the link below the YouTube video, and if you're listening to it, then I'll put it in the show notes. So you will definitely have that link, and then I'll link the other interview that we did below that too, because I know that you shared in that interview, you shared your own story, how you basically use this process to meet your husband, and I'm sure people are going to enjoy listening to that as well.
True.
And you went in our last interview, you went a little bit more in depth in the inner work, like how to really clarify what it is that you want and work on your self-esteem and stay in the game. And this time we talked a little bit more about how to get a quality man. What are the exact steps that you need to do? Of course, we focused a little bit on the inner work, but we focused more in this interview on the outer work. How do you define yourself? How do you really learn how to believe in yourself and then present yourself? And then what do you do and say to the men? And how do you write your profile and all that? So in this interview, we focused a little bit more on the outer work. On the other interview, we focus a little bit more on the inner work, like how do you just develop self-esteem, and then you shared your story. So I will put the link to that below this too, because I know that you share so much valuable information. And then you also have a show on Amazon Prime Video, Find Love in 90 Days, as well as a best-selling book, Find Love in 90 Days. So
yes, Love in 90 Days. There's no find, it's just Love in 90 Days. Yeah, so if you guys want to pick that up, that would be great. But I would definitely click on that link, that first link, and get your gift session first and foremost, because it's invaluable. There's just having somebody live, to work with, it makes all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. And then they can pick your brain, look at your profile, right? Like really give you an assessment to figure out where your blind spots are. And so I think that absolutely is invaluable. I completely agree. And yes, I will put the link to that below this video. It is, it's lovein90days.com/find-Mr-right-today. So it's kind of like a complicated link. So yes, I will paste it below.
Or if you go to Love in 90 Days, just click on the coaching tab. But the important part is say Valerie sent me, because I don't want to have you miss out.
Yes, exactly. Yes. If you just apply, then they might turn you away. But if you mention that I sent you, then they will guarantee you the spot. So I encourage you to apply, because I know that Diana is just a wealth of positive, inspiring information, and she is walking her talk and living the life that she desired and deserves, and didn't even believe was possible before she did the work, and now she is loving every moment of it, I'm sure.
It's true.
And so you deserve the same thing. And, myself included. I mean, I had to do a lot of inner and outer work to attract and maintain lasting love myself, which is why I teach other people the same thing, so that we shorten the learning curve. And that's why we're so passionate about this, because we had our own struggles that now we help other people overcome sooner than we did.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm laughing, but
it's all about paying it forward.
Exactly. I'm laughing, but it's not. It's sad. Like it's just painful when we get our heart broken, and when we can't help but fall into old patterns and attract people that aren't right for us. And it's very sad and challenging. And so I encourage everybody, if you've been listening or watching and you resonate with what Diana Kirshner wrote, I encourage you to click the link and reach out and get one of those free sessions. Let her team know that Valerie sent you so that you're guaranteed the spot. And, it really can't hurt to have somebody else hold space for you to feel hopeful and inspired about your love life. And, that it's soul shaking love is absolutely possible. So, it's possible because I have it and Dr. Diana has it and you can have it too.
You can do it. Lots of love.
Yeah. So I wish everybody a love-filled and hope-filled day on your journey. And thank you so much. Till next time.
Bye. Thanks.